The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
With so many people living longer, the fear of outliving your money becomes a reality for many of us. Will I be a financial burden? Will I outlive my money? How will I be remembered? My name is Neil Himmelstein, president of Main Street Planning Group. Please contact me by visiting mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. I will introduce you to strategies that will guarantee you will not outlive your money, that can guarantee you will not be a burden on your loved ones. Through a collaborative approach, we will uncover solutions that offer tax-efficient strategies, lifetime income, and legacy planning, choice, organization, direction, and education. That is the code we stand behind. Contact mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. And listen to me every Friday at 3 p.m. as I host the Main Street Code for Financial Success, right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein. We talk about our code as choice, organization, direction, and education. We offer help for hundreds of advisors across the United States in areas of life insurance, long-term care, disability, and employee benefits. And today, we act as a broker's broker. So insurance brokers come to us to find out what's the latest products, how do we position those products in the marketplace, and everything else. And today, very happy to have my new good friend, Jeff Mistretta. Jeff runs Exit Realty. Jeff, would you introduce yourself?
Neil, thank you so much for having me on your show today. I am super excited to pour into your listeners in any way I can. And yes, I am the broker owner of Exit Realty Achieve in Smithtown on Long Island.
That's fantastic. Well, some of the similarities between what Jeff does and what I do is he has a lot of agents that work through his office, as I have a lot of agents that come through my office. And, it's a very interesting thing because as a real estate agent, why would a real estate agent work with your firm or Exit Realty as opposed to working with, some other real estate company? What's the advantage?
Fantastic question. So for us, we really believe that we have created a unique, special culture that is designed around the real estate agent. We want to really set the bar super high, and we are completely there to support the agent with every single one of their needs, from marketing to skill set, negotiating, training, and we have the coolest technology to help them generate more business.
That's fantastic. And what incentive does an agent have over, let's say, somewhere else? I mean, don't they all do that? Or what is it you do different? What's your special sauce?
Yeah, so what's unique about us is the Exit Realty Corp International model, right? So the founder of our organization noticed that there were many issues in the industry. The biggest one being either the culture of the organization and or the ability for an agent to actually create a career that was sustainable in real estate. So he built the exit model, which really just implores our agents to share the exit model with either other real estate agents or their friends and family who are getting licensed. And they feel confident doing so because they know that we're going to change their lives. And that helps them build an additional stream of residual income. And it goes into retirement and as a death benefit as well. It's really, really, really unique.
Interesting. So I know I want to talk about, the regular people out here, buying and selling houses. But,
sure.
But I'm really curious about this. And what do they do as far as benefits, life insurance and this and that?
So we don't have a life insurance model, but we believe in providing our agents a way to ensure that they are growing their capital, and then we teach them on how to invest. And they can invest, of course, any way they want. It could be in real estate, it could be back into their business, it could be for long term, it could be in insurance policies such as what you offer. So really, the idea is to have three streams of income: selling buyers' homes, working with sellers to sell their home, of course, exceptionally, and as well as introducing new agents into the model. So this is why they can have their third stream of income.
Well, that's maybe something we can talk about where we can complement one another.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, when I went to buy a house, and I was actually at an event where I had a lot of young people. They were all in their 30s, and they were all starting their life. It was an event that my children had, and they were all starting out in life. Some of them were getting married, some were having a child.
Yes.
And one of the most traumatic experiences, they're looking for homes. and I know one of them told me, we looked at 25 homes on Long Island. We can't afford. We don't know. We've gotten outbid. Another one did buy something. Well, it's a scary experience. Why would they contact you guys if they're looking for a home? So
that's a great question, Neil. So the market, I mean, if you're looking for a home, you absolutely know that there's an inventory issue. There's not enough homes for as many people who want to move into our towns on Long Island. And the interesting thing is that a lot of consumers are unaware of the ability for them to actually hire their own personal agent that represents their best interest. Ironically, this is something I've been passionate about on Long Island for 16 years. I've been training it to agents alike, and we really believe in what's called buyer agency on Long Island. And the consumer is unaware that when they walk into an open house, oftentimes, every time, that agent's representing the seller's best interest, right? But when you work with someone exclusively, they really get to know what you're interested in, and our agents have the ability to find off-market properties for buyers. So they'll door knock, they'll write letters, and they'll find what that consumer and that client really wants in their perfect home, and then we teach them how to go out and actually find it. Not even using the MLS currently in many cases.
now, is there a fee for that?
So there is a fee. 99% of the time, it comes from the proceeds of the sale. So essentially, they pay market value or they pay a negotiated price for the house, and the agent is compensated through the sale of the home.
So for those young people out here that are listening to the show, and I know we have a nice young audience, and we have an older audience also with parents that are concerned for their children, but really haven't bought a house in a long time and don't really know how to navigate the market by themselves. Wouldn't it be better to hire a professional? Doesn't cost them money up front to have somebody be your eyes and ears out on the street for you. To me, it's a no-brainer. And when I bought my house, I had that every time. I had somebody that was being my eyes, and I wasn't from Long Island, and what an experience. But they got to know me, I got to know them.
That's right. And you know what? Yeah, Neil, I mean, it's important too because, right, think about it. You're a home buyer. You're doing it on your own. You show up to an open house, you make an offer, and that agent says, sorry, we had 45 offers over asking. And number one, you get discouraged, obviously. Number two, the reality is, can you really trust that? You don't even know if they're being truthful, right?
Right.
So really connecting with someone who has your best interest in mind is always the best and safest way to go.
So important. And what I like from what I know is you do a lot of training of your agents too.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I really feel passionate about raising the bar in the industry. And the reality is that, we are in such a I call it hobbyistic. I don't even know if that's a word, but hobbyistic industry where, I have my license. Everybody knows somebody who has their real estate license, right? But at Exit Realty, we have the greatest people working for us who are exceptional at what they do. They are professionals. And we really believe in teaching them market trends consistently because the market's always changing. Supply and demand, days in the market, and teaching them to explain how that impacts their clients' decision making.
Right. Well, I think it's vital. Listen, if I'm going to buy an investment, I want to go to an investment broker who knows the market. They're studying the market 24/7, not doing what I'm doing. If I buy insurance, I want to go to an insurance professional. If I need legal, I want my taxes done, I go to a CPA or an enrolled agent.
Makes sense.
And if I'm buying a house, I want to go to a professional who knows what they're doing, not a part-time. Oh, I got my license. See, I hate that, Oh, they have their license. That doesn't make them an expert.
That's right.
You want somebody that this is what they do.
It's ironic. I always explain to my agents that, when I was a kid and I'd stay home from school, we'd watch the commercial would be on. It would be like law practice, dental practice. Well, essentially, we're a real estate practice, right? So you have to be in the trenches, always learning. And when an agent only sells 0 houses a year or 1 house a year or 2 houses a year, if they don't have the right culture around them, are they really an expert? My answer is no, they're not,
Right.
So, yes.
And then you have the dilemma of not just buying a house. I mean, it's quite a big, listen, it's a huge decision.
Yes.
Okay. And for some people, it's their largest asset that they own.
Yes.
With most people, I would think. And it's a big investment. And you want to have a professional that works with you. Listen, we're in a do-it-yourself society.
That's right.
The internet has given us access to all kinds of data and information. Oh, there's multiple listing service. I can look at Realtor.com.
That's right.
But if I'm really looking, okay, I can look at Realtor.com. But at the end of the day, I want somebody who knows that house, who knows what to look for, who knows that things could go wrong or things could go right, or who knows the neighborhood. This may not be the neighborhood you're looking for because you have you have children coming up and you might want a better school system. All these little details that you may or may not think about. I hate it. Even when I book reservations somewhere, I always miss a step. I'll screw up the wrong day, or I'll put it, I like working with people who know what the hell they're doing, because I don't.
Neil, you bring up a great point. I mean, the internet has changed many industries. And for us, finding a home online is not really the buyer agent's job. I mean, clearly, as you know, the consumer could do the same thing. Right. It's really arming them with a proper attorney, explaining to them the process, lining up their time frames, helping negotiate the terms, making sure that it's the best property for that particular client. Fantastic. That's what's important.
Listen, we're going to be right back. You're listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. We're with Jeff Mistretta. I'll have him give you his information right after the break. Thank you very much. I look forward to talking more with you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. You're listening to your host, Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. And you can visit me on my website at mainstreetplanninggroup.com. And today we have as a special guest, Jeff Mistretta, who is a brokerage agent who runs Exit Realty. Where's the location, Jeff?
So Exit Realty Achieve is located on West Jericho in Smithtown, New York.
Great. And how can somebody reach you?
Fantastic. So my direct line is 631-484-0133, or they can actually text the word magically to 85377 and receive my digital business card.
So if you're a real estate agent and you're looking for a home, call Jeff. If you are a buyer looking for a home, call Jeff. If you are a seller looking to sell your home, you need to reach out to Jeff Mistretta.
Thank you so much.
Because he is an expert at what he does, and we like to work with experts at what they do. It helps us give you the right people and help quarterback your whole financial world, whether it be a CPA, attorney, a real estate agent, insurance agent. We want you to have the best of the best with everything you do. Now, we talked before the break about buyers and the difficulty in buying because of this and that. They know of properties. Jeff was telling us before the break. They know of properties that may or may not be on the market, or properties that may be coming to the market. They also, because they're experts at what they do, know what the shape of the house is, know what the school district is. They know the questions before you ask them. What sucks is buying a house or something and not asking the right questions and having buyer's remorse.
That's right.
So when working with a professional, you don't have buyer's remorse because you know what you're getting into ahead of time, and you'll get it at the right price, and they'll work with you with all the programs that are out there, whether it's for minorities or you're younger and the first time high, there's incentives and there's different things. They know about all these secrets.
That's right.
Selling a house is another thing.
It certainly is, yes.
Everybody in this world has become a do-it-yourself society. Mm-hmm. And I complain about it all the time. In my industry, people go online, they buy insurance, they don't know what they're buying. I talk about it all the time. It's like buying a car with no wheels on it. Yeah, I'll sell you insurance. It'll be the cheapest thing you could possibly buy, but is it going to pay when you need it? Which is the important thing. Yes, right. Just like a real estate agent. Just because they have a license doesn't mean they're going to give you what you really want or what's really going to work for you long term.
That's correct.
Okay, short term, okay, I got a roof over my head. That's great. But is that roof going to cave in on me, or is it something I really can't afford and I just got in? Or, a number of problems happen in real estate. But when you're selling a home, there's a lot of
moving parts.
Moving parts. People think they could sell it on their own, but maybe they're not getting the price they want. Maybe they don't know the price they want. Maybe they don't know what's in the area. I mean, you can look things up, but you never really know until you're inside or outside a home what the value of Do you guys do any kind of evaluation when people go to sell their home?
Absolutely. You bring up a great point. It's a very small percentage of those who actually go ahead and try to sell the home on their own, and some are successful. But the question that you brought up is, was it for the most money possible? Were they able to market the home and get the most people through the house as possible, which is what we call exposure? So there's a true value with the real estate agent getting involved and walking through the property as if they are a buyer. And these agents have experiences with home buyers, so they know what the buyer is looking for. And yes, to answer your question, we absolutely provide free home evaluations anytime. Just contact us.
Oh, that's terrific. And how about staging? I'm starting to watch these real estate shows, and they talk about now.
They make it look easy, don't they?
I'm starting to get bored with the real estate shows because they're so unrealistic.
Yes,
some of them.
Yes.
Even though I know somebody on one of the shows, but that's a whole other story. So they're in LA and they're selling multi-million-dollar house. Everything is, but what's I always talk about what's the worst time to sell your home. When's the worst time?
You know what? It's interesting. I don't believe there's a worst time unless it's a specific type of home. Like waterfront, perhaps you wouldn't sell it, during the winter where you don't have the view or you don't have the boater who wants to buy the house and imagine their boat being in the canal. But for Long Island, you know what? December sometimes is even the best month to buy because the tire kickers really go away. And the people who are seriously looking to purchase a home, they're available. So I always suggest people get the house. Don't wait for January. January, there's a million people flocking to the market. You're going to have more competition. List your house now.
Well, I have a different answer.
Yes.
The worst time to sell anything is when you have to. Because you never want to sell in desperation.
That's right.
And when we're doing financial planning, we talk about this. It's very important that that you want to get the value of your house. If your parents or grandparents are leaving a house to you and there's other children involved and they want to sell it.
That's right.
You want to be prepared before that happens, and you want to make sure that never happens, possibly, if you want to keep it in the family or whatever. But you want to keep your house up to date. You want to have it looking pretty. They can give you advice as to preparing it. But you don't want to be in a desperate situation where you have to move and you have to sell because you never get the value that you want. And another thing, you don't want to overestimate the value of your home because then it'll sit on the market and go stale.
That's correct.
That I learned from this show.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah. I mean, anything, window shopping, people will go to the property that they see online that makes the most sense.
Right. So these are all great tips, but you need an expert. Jeff, how do they get a hold of you again?
So area code 631-484-0133 or text magically to 85377 and receive my digital business card.
So our word of advice for the day is whatever you do, whether you're buying insurance, putting together a will, work with a professional, put a financial team around you. And if you don't have one, call us and we'll help you put one together. Or if your financial advisor, if you're just dealing with an investment advisor and doesn't do anything with insurance or knows a little bit about insurance and does it part-time, have them call us and we can help guide him to the right products. Listen, the products are changing all the time. The market is changing, just like real estate, but insurance very rapidly. Tax laws are changing very rapidly. Interest rates are changing rapidly. The market is going bananas. It went up like crazy. I have, my friend, my children and their friends, they're playing with Bitcoin and crypto and this and that.
That's right.
And I'm looking online this morning. I'm seeing that go down. They may or may not have expected that. When's the worst time for it to go down? When it has to go down. Maybe you need the money for something. So, all this involves planning, and you have to do it right. I want to get back to one thing that Jeff said way earlier in the program that I want to get back to. If you are an independent contractor, you basically are an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself.
That's correct.
And real estate agents, much like insurance agents, all are what they call, or 1099 employees, basically. For the most part, there are some benefits, but they have to seek out their own benefits, such as retirement. We talk about 401k, Roth IRAs. All these are very important. And when you're working for a company, they help give you basically the tools. They may have a company program that you're investing in. It comes out of your paycheck. You're not thinking about it. And voila, you have this wonderful retirement. When you're independent and you're an independent contractor, an entrepreneur, you have to invest in yourself. And if I could help your firm in any way, I can tell you that you need to teach people how to invest in themselves and put something away for, they may not sell a house because they don't have any inventory for 6 months. So what are they going to live on? What if they become disabled? What if they pass away? What's going to happen to their heirs? The biggest issue when foreclosures is when people become disabled and they can't work and do their job because you need to protect that income. So these are all things that you need to think about when you're doing planning. Main Street Code for Financial Success. This is Neil Himmelstein. If you want to see me on my website and see some videos about different things, mainstreetplanninggroup.com. I welcome any questions you have for my program. Anything you want me to cover, anything personal you want to cover, just reach out to me. If your attorney has questions about trust or wills and needs to help you formulate that, give us a call, 631-647-4694. Have a terrific day. It's beautiful today, nice and sunny. Have a great day.
Thank you, Neil.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.